dash of Dave, he brings the cheer, crafty wonders year to year. Scissors, glue, and ribbons dear, handmade holidays appear. Old-time charm with modern...
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. Today it's a little bit different. So, this is a present I'm going to give to somebody for Christmas, but I want to paint it. Now, the reason why this is coming out on Boxing Day is because this will have already been given to the recipient, and therefore they won't know what I did to make it unless they watch it afterwards, which is fine. They won't know that it's going to be for them prior to giving it to them this way. So the story behind this is this was purchased from a craft store. This came from Hobbycraft, which is our version of Hobby Lobby. It's not the same company, it's just a similar sort of thing, just on a much smaller scale. So these are wooden bookends. So this is a pair. And these were inspired by this. So this image here is also a bookend in a very similar style to this. So it's like houses, I'm going to put my own tree on it, etc. The reason I didn't buy that one is because one of those bookends that were already made was twice the price of both of these bookmarks. So I couldn't afford to buy that one. So the next best thing, and actually I think the better thing, is to make one, because handmade stuff or hand finished stuff is always a little bit nicer. So first thing I want to do is, I've got some acrylic paints that I want to paint it with, and that's the reason I've got gloves on. The first thing I want to do though is I want to put that out of the way for the time being, because I want to change the colour of this tree. Now apparently you can do this with alcohol inks, and this is why I'm all geared up in readiness. So I have some alcohol inks, as a lot of you are aware. I have alcohol inks. I've got some green in here, I think, and these are the cheapy green ones. I have some nice Tim Holtz ones as well, but I don't want to use them. I want to use because I don't know how much I'm going to waste. So I've got a lot of green in here, and I'm going to try and do it myself. It might not work, but it also might work. So let's just have a play. So this mat is an old mat. So it's the old version of the mat that I used to have. That's why it's all bent, and it's got my old details on it. Well, not old, they're the same details. I just don't have those on my board anymore. And this is a mat that I used I've used in previous videos for various different things. And we're going to decorate this. So I will just need a minute to kind of prepare myself, and then I'll be back. Right, because I don't have anything to put the alcohol into, this is a bit of packing, so I thought I would put it into there. I'm going to see if I can. I don't know how to do this. I've never watched it. I know that he's done it, but I've never watched him do it. I think I need to have an idea of what colour these are going to turn out, so I should get something to paint it onto that's preferably kind of a neutral colour. So we'll just use a piece of white cardboard for now, and we will see. So this is, let's just do that. So what sort of colour that comes out. So let's do this on this one. Is that the same? I think it might be the same colour. Is that the same colour? No. This is 5767 and that's 583. This one is, what's that one? That's 399. Well, that's quite foresty, isn't it? Oh, that came out very quickly. That's kind of mossy green. This is 368. I guess that's quite good. That's quite a sort of colour I think I want. Although that also looks quite good. I think those two at the moment are the best. And then we've got this, which is also quite nice. Right, I think I'm just going to go for it. So, I think I should. I'm going to go for, which one was this? I can't remember now. Is it that one? Yeah, I'm going to go for this. So I don't know how to do this. I don't know whether you're supposed to dip it in or what. I'm just going to try and paint it on with a brush. But you know, we've never been here before. We've not done any of this, so. And this is why I am doing this kind of in advance. Actually, this is going on okay. I didn't think it would be this easy, to be fair. It's all splattering everywhere because I'm brushing the bristles, which doesn't help, Dave, but that's the whole reason for having thought about doing it, dabbing it, Dave, with a brush. And I realise the tree is a bit squished, but you know, it all looks more natural. Trees aren't perfect, neither am I. Oh, I like that, actually. That's turned out alright, isn't it, so far? And I could put some of the other colours on as well, actually, because I think that might kind of give it a bit more life. And like I say, it's always nicer if you've put some effort into a present than just giving it. Right, so that was that one, wasn't it? So let's put some of this on. And have a bit of this dabbed in as well. Because changes in colour are good because it adds realism. I don't want to use it all up because I've got another tree I want to do. I think I'm going to use one tall tree on one bookend and two smaller ones on the other. Although I'm wearing gloves, I should have worn something all over my arms, I think. Oh, I like that. And of course I can reshape these as well. The branches. Of course it does need to dry as well, so it'll help when it's dry. I might put another colour on as well, but I will do some more. This is the reason I wanted to use this, because I've got loads of this and I can use more of this because I can use it up, basically. I'm not going to buy any more of this. This was donated to me from, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was an artist and didn't need it anymore, so didn't use it really, so gave it to me.
Every face, every smile, every shade and hue, different stories shining through from every corner.
I've got a bit of acetate here. Yeah, we'll use this as my paint tray. Now, I also don't want to paint every part of it the same colour, so I think I'm going to have to mask some of the areas off. And in order to do that, I think I should use some washi tape maybe. So I don't want to get... Do I trust myself? Not really, no. Right. What I'm definitely going to do is I'm definitely going to mask off the base. So I'm going to mask off some of this. Oh, you see, this is the thing, trying to do things with gloves on, Dave. Wait, don't make a hole in your gloves. So I'm going to put something across the base so that I don't get, when I'm painting down to the bottom, I don't get ink all over everything. Right, I'm going to take my gloves off to do this, but I do need to put my gloves back on because I don't have any more. So I'm going to have to put these on because I don't have any more on. Who are you calling a moron? Okay, so there is a slight hole in one of them because my fingers are wet inside. So, right, let's do this so that we can kind of tape off the areas so that we don't get, like I say, just don't want to paint the bits that I don't want to paint. So, and also I'm not, you know, if I was a great artist, I would probably have a very steady hand and it would be perfect, but anybody that knows me knows I'm not a great artist and I don't have a steady hand, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. So you can choose to insert another P into there, but I have chosen not to. Right, let's see if we can get this to go in that corner. No.
Hand in hand, we craft together in our peaceful land. Dash of day, beautifully different yet perfectly whole. Each little piece makes a wonderful soul. Our worlds align in the art of diversity.
Okay, so prepped everything now. So what I want to do is I'd like to get these started painting really, because I want to, well, I need to let them dry. So I want to be able to let them dry and come back to them and paint them in stages. So this video might be a composite video of different days. So I was going for, I don't know, I might get that picture back up again and see and use it for inspiration. So I'm going to have a green tree. So I think maybe I'll go for a dark blue. And now I know the person who is the recipient of this does like blue. So I need to give a decent amount of blue, otherwise I'll have run out and then I'll be crying. So because it's a dark blue, I might need to add maybe a touch of black to it. And squirt that out somewhere else though, so that I don't. Oh, I don't know whether it's got anything in it. To be fair, does it have anything in it? It might be dry. We might have to say goodbye because it's dry. I think it might be dry, so I don't think there's anything in here. Let's just stab in there and see if there's anything coming out. No, nothing coming out of that. So that's a no. Let's get rid of that then, because it's dead. What's it going to be like about a bit of brown? Is it going to go horrible? The only way to find out is to add some brown. So, tad of brown. We just want it to be, oh, there's a blob of it there. I just want it to be less bright, is what I was going for. I don't think that's actually making any difference whatsoever. I think that's too bright, personally. Let me see if I do have some. Oh, thinking, where has that blue come from? It's on my finger. That's where it is, of course. Of course, it's all over me. Acrylic paint. Let's have a look and see what I've got acrylic paint wise. Definitely no black in there. black to it. Hopefully this is going to be better, a better result. I don't want loads of it because I know it'll just completely obliterate the colour otherwise. Yeah, that's more like it. I know it's kind of gone made it kind of navy. I probably did have a navy, but that's all right. I think I can see that. Right. I don't know whether I trust myself, but somebody's got to do it, and I've got to be that one person to do it. So I'm just going to paint this on. I want to try and be good and avoid the windows. I can always put more on. Who you calling a moron? Yes, I know. I've used that joke before, but this is recycling. Using the same joke over and over again. Now this person I know won't expect this to be perfect, because especially if I've done it. This person is also a crafty person. A person you probably already know, or at least know of. This is going to be for Brian. So now I hope he likes it after it's done, and I hope he likes the fact that I made something inspired by, rather than, I know he'd said he'd liked it. We'd been out, I think we were out somewhere, and he'd mentioned seeing it. Oh dear, I've got this. See, I've already painted bits I wasn't supposed to. Make it worse, Dave. What can I do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? I could. Oh, Dave, you've done it again. I could. Obviously, I'm going to have to paint those bits again now. I should have masked those off as well, but that would have been a lot to do. And I think it's better to try and... Oh, you see, this might have to have a blue door at this rate. Or I could paint the door. That's fine. That's fine. But at least he'll see the fun that I had creating this. And you know, how much nicer is it to receive something that wasn't just off the shelf and somebody else had done for you? I'm not going to panic about painting the doors and the windows, because I can actually paint over them. So I do have some white paint. And actually I could probably make it look a bit more old and weathered, and I definitely will paint the white though last. Clearly I can't stay in the line, so it's probably I'm not going to blame my tools. I was going to blame my tools, but a poor workman blames their tools apparently, so I was going to say it's probably something to do with the terrible paintbrushes I've got, but then I realised my error. If I said that, you'd all be like, well, like, the poor workman will always blame their tools. It's actually the workman. Most workmen apparently can work with any tools. Clearly not me. Do I trust myself with the left hand painting? Well, it worked, so I need to remember less is more when it comes to the paintbrush, so having some on rather than, don't need to have a full, doesn't have to be fully loaded and therefore paint the whole town in the same colour. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the fact that I've caught the white. Oh, done it again. But I said I wasn't going to worry. I will wipe it off in a minute, but just want to put some more on. I'm not saying the moron joke again. I've had it probably about 15 times already, so. And I don't mind the naive paintwork. It's a little bit streaky, but the naive paintwork. That's what I'm calling it. When when like you've made a complete mess of it. It's not a complete mess, Dave. Don't be overcritical of yourself. Where the heck did I put that as there? So, done the front bit. The back bit is just plain, but I will just paint it because I think it looks nicer if it's all been done the same. And then I think the roof will be a different colour, so I'm just going to paint along this bit. There's a bit of brown on there. That brown actually would come useful for the roof, wouldn't it? The one I tried to mix in with this blue to make it darker when the black was the colour that I needed. Hopefully you can see this. I know I might be taking it out of frame a little bit, but I do need to be able to see it. And I know this isn't technically the same as a normal Finish It Friday, but it's just finishing something that I have purchased. So whilst it's not my thing I'm finishing, it's still a finishing of something. So as you can see, it was a good idea for me to kind of prep this area around the base, because you saw how bad I was at painting around the windows. And it does mean that I can just paint like this then. I just want it to be kind of feel like a bit of a washed, exterior wash rather than it's been painted in a solid colour. Like it's been weathered over time. Now I know that I'm not going to get fully into that side bit. Because I'm not going to be able to get full access to that side. But I will try and get in there some amount, just to give it a bit of a paint. I don't know how effective it is because I can't really see it, so can't tell. It definitely doesn't look as wood coloured as it did. Okay, so that's that one. Yeah, so little bits, a few bits that could do with a bit of a touch up, but I guess we'll come back to that. My fingers are stuck together. And I think it's going to look lovely. It's going to have the weathered look that I wanted. Yeah, I like that. So, okay, so that's the blue one. So what should we do the next one in? So I need to get rid of this. Maybe this is the... no, if I wipe it with that, then I won't be able to wipe anything else with that, will I? What shall I wipe it with? My sleeve? No, not a good idea, Dave. Don't wipe it with your sleeve. Oh, I've got another cloth out there. I will wipe this with this. Got another cloth, like I say, outside, so I'm just outside the room. I don't mean outside the house, I mean outside the room. Cool. So next one, I think maybe we should have kind of a this colour. I quite like that, the bigger one in that colour. Let's go for the bigger one in that colour. Let's go for, should we have like a this green? Or, oh, that'll be nice. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That purpley colour. Let's see what this turns out like when we get it out. Oh, I quite like that colour. Maybe it also needs to be muddied a bit. Oh, this is not going to be the brush to paint that with, though, is it? We need, again, another little one. This one. This will do. So I want a bit of black. And muddy it down a bit. Don't need a lot of it, just a tiny amount. And just make it little darker, I guess. Muddier. Less perfect. More of a exterior paint colour. Yeah, that's nice. Yes, I like that. Yep, that's good. Right. Again, we need to kind of get most of it off the brush. I don't know if I'm still painting on... I am on there. That's fine. So... I will try and stay off the windows. Oh, it's the moment I say, let's try and stay off the windows, Dave, then that's what happens, but you hit the window, so... Not saying anything like that. Tempting fate. Don't speak out loud. I could do with a bit more light, so I might have to... If the light has suddenly changed, it's because I pulled my light in a bit more. So apologies if it's suddenly... The colour balance on your monitor or TV, oh, don't get it on the next one, Dave, has changed. I'm sorry about that, but I just need more light. I'm sure you'll forgive me for wanting light. Again, every time I try and go around a window, I make it... I don't even know where the blue came from. Well, that house now looks like it's got graffiti on it, so... But like I say, I can touch it up. I'm not a painter at the end of the day, so... And whilst I knew this was not going to be an easy thing to do, I just wanted to do it. I wanted to not just buy, but have an involvement. And it might mean more knowing that I wrecked it. No, sorry, knowing that I had an involvement in it. Or wrecked it. I might have been right the first time. Oh, I love that colour. I think the two go together. Not lovely, not you know what I mean. Oh, got it. So the painter that did this house was so messy they got it all over next door's house. That's good, isn't it? People are saying that's because that painter's Dave. I seem to do houses at this time of year, don't I? So last year I made the house. I made a cardboard house and decorated it and made a cherry tree for outside, and so I must have a thing about houses. Maybe I aspire to be a house painter. No, I do not aspire to be a house painter, by the way. Maybe it's the making house thing. Well, I would like to have a house with Vic, but it'd have to be a bigger house than I've got because there's hardly enough room for me in here. So maybe one day we'll be able to afford to buy a house together. I mean, I've got a fair amount of equity in this house, so. I don't know whether I need to come down further on that, or I might have the roof colour coming down the side. I don't know. I might have to. I haven't got any more of that blue, so it'll have to be the roof colour that comes down the side. So I could do it differently on this one though, and it's fine for them to be different, isn't it? Isn't it? Don't know why I'm asking you. Can't hear you, but hopefully you're agreeing with me. It's fine. And I don't know how much of the back you'll see, because this is where I'm intending to stand some of those trees that I've painted. You know, the alcohol ink trees. Just move that around so it's not big blobs of paint. There we go. Oh, that's not too bad. I know I've got it all over the windows again, but you know me. Well, you probably know me by now anyway, so. Do I have anything? Where is that cloth that you were talking about? It's over here. La la la. Just knock everything off. We'll do that. Here we go. In fact, I'll get some of this off here so it's not as messy. I know I've got something on the base so it doesn't go all over the wood, but just keep it nice and tidy as I go. So that's that. So again, another rinse of the brush. We want to clean that bit off, so I'll use the dirty one for that. Just give it a bit of a wipe. So we're going to paint the big house, and we're going to do that in this colour. Why is that sticking out? It's not going to go well, is it? Because that's the reason why I took the gloves off in the first place. Just need it to stop it pressing against the side of the house. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to paint this one, this house, and obviously I'll paint it all, the front of it. It doesn't have the same kind of gable as these do, and it's got a chimney, but I'll paint it all this colour, and then I can paint over it in a different colour of the chimney colour. And then I've got to think about what I'm going to use. Oh, I'm going to use this green, aren't I? This green. Shall I use this green for the other house, or shall I use turquoise? Because I'm going to have green from the trees on it. These two, yeah, let's do those two. So I'm not going to add any colour to this. This is fine the way it is. I'm just going to hope. There's a little bit of washi tape in the way, so I'm just going to push that down. And then, oh, I like this colour. This is a very sunny, very Leo colour. So I'm a Leo, and it's right up my street. I like sunny colours, obviously being a Leo. So we're born in the summer, and it's sunny yellow, and it's also a fire sign, so goes with that as well. Just want to make sure I get in there. Sorry, just tipping it up so I can see it. I'm not going to say anything about missing anything, the frames or anything, because we already know that tempts fate. I think I'm doing okay at the minute. People out there that are painters are going to be saying, "Oh, what are you doing with that brush? Mangling it and giving it such a hard time." And I'm going to be saying, "Yes, I probably am." But oh, you see, look, I spoke too soon about not getting it on the frame, didn't I? See, that's what you get for saying it out loud. Don't say it out loud, Dave. Even if you think you're doing okay, don't say it. It's when you start getting giddy and not Gideon. It's when you start getting giddy and going a bit fast that you start to make a mess. Yeah, so I might paint I don't want it to be too accurate, you know, I don't need it to look like bricks or that sort of thing. It won't look like bricks after I finish with it anyway, so. But I don't need it to look photorealistic. I'm quite happy for it to be naive and a bit like me. I'm quite happy for it to be just like me, a bit naive. Maybe a little bit gullible. Well, I wouldn't say I was particularly gullible, but I'm just turning it around, sorry. And again, I appreciate you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just getting in down this side here as best I can. I realise I'm not going to get it all. Just so that you can't really see it's still wood at the back. I'll just paint this yellow on the back. Sorry, not at the back, I mean at the side. So when I was painting there, I meant at the side, not at the back. And now I'm painting at the back. for you guys, I realise that Christmas is over, but when I'm filming this, it's not. I'm filming this on Sunday the 14th of December, so I've got a couple of weeks, not a couple of weeks even, a couple of days, no, not even a couple of days, I've got a few days before Christmas, so I've got 10 days, maybe, but 11 days, depends on, I never know whether you're supposed to count Christmas Day or not on your count up to, but I've got a little while before it's Christmas for me, and this is why it's perfect that this video is going to come out after Christmas, because I'll have already given this to Brian. He can then go back if he wants to and watch the process of me murdering his bookend, or he might want to watch it because he thinks that it's a nice insight to what I've done and why I did it. But I thought it was a bit genius actually when I saw this, and thought I'd love to have bought him that other one, the pre-made one, but then I thought, no, like I want to feel like I've had some involvement, and whilst I am not a painter and I don't have a huge amount of time, I thought it'd be a great thing to do with you guys, and this is where I am, painting with Dave. And I am not whatever his name is. He was a American painter that had curly hair. I don't know can't remember what his name is. Bob Ross, is that his name? He wasn't popular in the UK. We had our own painting person on the TV. Can't remember who they were though. I only know him from Modern Culture, where he's referenced. Was he American or was he Canadian? I don't know. Somebody will tell me, I'm sure. Apologies if I have got his nationality wrong. All I know is he wasn't British. I've obviously seen him paint since, but I didn't, at the time, I didn't know who he was. I guess there's a lot of things that when we were younger, we just took for granted. We thought that everybody knew who these people were, and we didn't, because we're on different parts, we're in different sides of the world. Right, I think I'm going to risk using this blue brush now, because otherwise I'm not going to have any small brushes. I'm going to put this on here, and I think that one also needs to have a little bit of a muddier look to it. Just to make it look a bit more like a weather paint, you know, outside paint. Except for this one, for some reason, doesn't seem to be mixing in as well. The black. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, that's more like it. It is mixing in now. It's just taking its sweet time. So let's just squeeze some of it off, because I've got very limited space now. So I'm glad I've kind of forgiven myself for painting the windows, because I think it's going to happen with this, because the paintbrush is only just about getting through the gaps. Yeah, there you go, look, I painted right over that, but like I say, I'm just going to be kind to myself and just... It won't be there when Brian gets this, so... And even if he sees this video, I'm sure he'll appreciate how fiddly it is, and that I am not a painter. But more to the point, I gave it a go. You know when like you go to do something, you've never done it before, or you're new to it, or it's not something that comes easy to you, and you always think you're going to be amazing at it, and then it doesn't go that way. Well, of course, I've tried to paint before, and I know that I'm not amazing at it, but I did think it would go a little bit easier than it has done. I mean, like, it's not been troublesome, has it? But we always think we're going to be a bit better at something than we actually are. I just want to make sure that's completely covered, because there are some areas of paint that are just, sorry, areas of the wood that are a little bit lower on this. I'm just going to get that paint off there. Rid of as much as possible. That way then it should be easier to paint over with white. I don't know how I'm going to do with the white paint if I can't do the big parts. I've got paint up my nose, not paint up my nose, I've got a hair up my nose now, so if I was any good at woodwork, I could of course made the wooden houses and painted them before I glued them on, but this I cannot do either. I say it as though this I cannot do as opposed to painting, but no, I can't do that either. I said I can't paint and I can't woodwork. Oh, slipped. Did paint the yellow? No, I didn't paint the yellow. That's all right. The other thing is, when you've got using acrylic paint, it's a race against time, because it does tend to dry out quite quickly. Which is great when you're doing those, what are they, jelly plates, but not when you're doing this sort of thing. Oh, you see, I've got... Oh, Dave. Oh, I think that's where a tree is going. It is now. Although Brian will be like, oh, is that why you put the tree there? No, he won't. He won't pick me up on this sort of thing. You know what other artists are like. We kind of just appreciate that somebody's done something for us, don't we? So. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's the colour I wanted it. Brilliant. Okay, so. I keep putting things in my mouth, not a good idea, is it? Do I want to... Where was the one that I used? Is that the yellow one? Put a bit more over it. That's fine. That'll do. Okay, so we want to have a bit of brownie, or I don't know what colour to do tops, the roofs, browny orange. I guess that's quite browny orange, isn't it? Terracotta-y colour. I might add a bit of this to that to make it a little bit more terracotta. Don't know whether that's made any difference whatsoever. Maybe a bit more. Oh yeah, it has made it lighter, that's fine. Right, I've got a light just shining right there. I just can't see what I'm doing, there we go. Let's go for this. So I'm just going to do try and keep it just on the roof. Up on the roof. Yes, no Dave, don't put too much paint on your paintbrush. I mean, I don't know how detailed that other picture was actually, I can't remember. You know, the ones that I'm basing this on. I don't know. Did they even bother trying to paint a roof? Is it just me being an idiot? Oh, it's not perfect. But it did say we weren't going to worry about it trying to be perfect, didn't we, Dave? Oh, actually, that's not too bad, actually. Now I've just wiped that away. Sorry for being silent. It's one of those days when it's not probably doesn't make the best viewing, does it? So because it's silent TV. Good job we're not doing it on the radio, isn't it? Oh, this is not going to be good getting in here. Actually, that turned out alright, I think. I'm just going to do... Oh, well, I'll say I'm just going to do... I don't know how good I'm going to be at this, so... Let's see if I've got something to work against. So, I wanted to make this into a... Oh, Dave, you've kind of made a mess of it now. Right, going to put this on here like this, and then just paint this. It's not perfect. Let's see if we can make it a little more perfect. It's better. It's better. Dave, you have to be happy with it's better than it's perfect. On the back, we might just try. Well, freehand was better. But I didn't know that, and I didn't want to mess the front up, so. There we go. That's that. I'll paint the top of these as well. again, very quiet. Not easy because it's been milled and it's got a grain in it. It is MDF, medium density fiberboard, but it still has like a grain in it, which is really weird because it's normally quite smooth. Yeah, it's not perfect on the front, but again, we can just wipe some of that away. Oh, that's not bad, is it? Could be better on the back, but it's not bad. Oh, I like that. I really like that. Okay, so let's do this one as well. Might as well get all of these bits painted and then. I don't know whether the roofs are any different on the other ones, but I'm not going to worry about whether the roofs are different, and you know, they're all going to be the same on mine, so I think I've overloaded my paintbrush on this time. Oh, it's not too bad. But it's quite therapeutic, I will say. The time is going incredibly quickly. Might not be for you, I appreciate, but for me it is. And that is part of it as well, isn't it? Passing some time in a therapeutic way where you're not only having fun, but you're doing something for someone else. Yeah, I think I quite like the fact that this roof is going to come right down the side. So, although I'm not quite sure I'm going to get that straight line on this one either. I want to make sure I've got enough of this for that little roof. Although I guess it could be, you know, if it had to be, it could be a different colour. Sorry, again, gone quiet. But you know what's happening when I've gone quiet, don't you? You know I'm concentrating. Oh my gosh, that is good. I'm going to do the same on this one. Look at me getting all brave and everything. Although that's the problem, when you start to get brave, you start to speed up and then you think, and it all goes wrong. Why aren't you going in that grain? Sorry, Brian, if you're thinking, why is this painted like this? You'll see. This is I'm doing it right in front of you. You'll see why it's painted like that. going to do that bit. Sorry, I'm just going to see if I can get this angle to do this edge. I need more paint. Oh, can I lean on there? No, not really. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, I'm happy with them. Oh, yes, excellent. Right, so need to put that over to one side. Right, I do need to have some white. Now, let's paint the grey on first. Let's get this back in. Put this a little bit of this out. It's quite dark grey, although it still looked like window panes. I'm not going to try and put it in the really small ones, I don't think, because I don't think I've got a paintbrush that tiny. We will find out. Do I have a paintbrush that tiny? Do you want to build a snowman? No, I'd rather stay inside. Oh, that's a tiny one. Oh, that didn't go very well, did it, though? Silly thing to do. Silly boy. Right, there's this tiny one. Oh, it's not leaning everything. I'll just... don't know if I can get in there. Don't want to put too much in. I don't know whether you can see. Oh yeah, I can. Just so it's not the wooden colour, which just so it makes it look a little bit more like a window. It does mean that I've completely painted everything else, so I mean, I guess I could paint the window frames different colours, couldn't I? But I don't know. I don't know if I feel that brave. And also, I think they kind of help it stand out. The frames, they stand out better. Right, I'm definitely not going to try and get them in there. In those little ones, those tiny, tiny ones. I'll put a little bit in there. And in there. And in there. And in there. Right, let's wipe off the excess grey. Should I paint the front door a different colour? Or at least this front door a different colour, because I think that one's got a front door. And this one's got a front door. What colour would I do it? What colour's this? Oh, Dave just left that just lying in the grey. Oh, that's a lot brighter than I thought it was going to be. Do I want to go that colour? No. I don't know whether I feel brave enough. I might just go for white. I'll just go for white. So, let's turn this round so I've got some space to put some white. Please don't be dry. I bet you are, though. Oh yeah, dry as an old bone. That's not gonna do very much, is it? That's not a good brush. That's not a good brush either. And it really needs to be a very clean brush if it's to have any stand any chance of looking white. And I don't even know if I've got any clean water in here. I must have some water somewhere. I've usually got something. What's this? Is this water? No, it's alcohol. Do I have some water? I don't know whether this is gonna work because I don't know what you mix acrylic paint with. Is it water that you mix acrylic paint with? Is that too much water? I think I'm better off trying to buy some, aren't I? Because this is not going to go well. No, Dave, I don't think this is going to work. It's all over me now, so I don't even think that's white. I think when you paint it on, it's going to be off-white. Yeah, it's not going to be thick enough, that. No, like, they're all, let's get rid of the Dahlia and Rowney. They're obviously not very good. They've dried up. I mean, I'm not saying they're not very good. I'm just saying they're not viable anymore. Let that all dry. That can all be left to dry. Right, do I want to mix that in with that and make it a little bit lighter? Because I was saying it wasn't very... I was saying it was quite dark, wasn't I? But if I mix a bit of that in... That's going to be too thick. Right, I think I'm going to have to buy some white paint, and I did say I was going to do this in stages. I mean, like, it won't be stages for you because you'll see it finished anyway, all in this one video. Time will not have elapsed for you, but it will have done for me. Look at me ruining my brush. But never mind, it's doing what I wanted it to. Yeah, that's definitely better looking now. I think that looks more like windows than the wood did. And it's not, I know it's not the way to paint, and I know it's going to ruin my brush and all of the other advice that somebody's going to give. But it's doing what I need it to do. It does sound a bit machine-like, doesn't it? And I will paint it in here as well. I'll just say that that's glass in there. Cool, and then we'll just wipe all of that off, all that excess. Now, that does mean that I can't put my trees in place, but I think I can sort of show you what I was going to do. I will pack these off. Pack up your troubles in your rocket bag and smile, smile, smile. While you Lucifer to light your fag. Smile, boys, that's the style. Yes, you're very welcome. Right. That's that. I will put that in there. I don't think it's going to wash out because it's alcohol. Although it's alcohol, not oil, it should still be washed a bit. There we go. So that's how they're looking. So how they're going to look with the trees are... So I was going to have like a tree behind, like one tree behind on one. So maybe, let's see if I can place them in the right way. I was thinking about maybe having a tree at the side. I don't want to put that down in case it's not quite dry. Let's just see if it's coming off. It's a little bit coming off, but I think it'll be fine. So I was thinking maybe something, oh no, that might be too big. So I was thinking maybe one of them behind there, a little tiny one kind of there, and a bigger one kind of at the end here. Yeah. Kind of squashed a bit further in, I think, or maybe a bit more at the back. And then have some of these on it. These might not make it to the final cut. It's the final cut down. I don't know if I can get this off. So have some like lights kind of strong, or maybe wrapped around the tree. So these look like little Christmas lights, so they could be around the tree like so. You know, better than that, obviously. More of them, and have them like that. So that's what I was thinking of, and that's the direction I was going to go in. So yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So I will come back and finish the rest of this video. Peak tong as it is. Right, okay, so let's try sanding it and see if that does anything. Oh, actually, yes, that is doing something. Maybe this is the route I should have gone in the first place, Dave. Just sand off the colour that I don't need. You know, I can always repaint it in white, but if I get rid of the colour, that's going to help, isn't it? Oh, this is working. Why didn't I do this before? This is the key, isn't it? Proper preparation, Dave.
Love is the desire. So grab your scissors, let's celebrate the beauty in us all as we create Dash of Day where everyone belongs.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just seal this. Now I bought this, which is water-based non-toxic clear, matte clear finish. So it adds a matte sheen, protects and resists dirt retention. It'll need it in either mine or Brian's house. No offence, Brian, but you know what you're like. So actually, how am I gonna put this on? Should I put it into here? So this is just an empty tin. I actually bought it empty, so I bought it from the recycle place that I go to. It would have had Catherine Tilley's Bunny Balm in it, but I don't know whether the company's gone out of business or they've just changed their design or whatever. Okay, so, but it's got one of those nice kind of seal. That's what I was trying to think of. It's got one of those nice kind of, I guess it's not nice for the environment, but it's, what's it called? Like vinyl type thing. So, does this need a shake? What does it say? Should we read the instructions, Dave? Matte varnish is used to it's used to protect painting from dust, UV rays, yellowing, and also adds to the shine to bring out the vibrancy of colours. I don't want it to add a shine. It's matte. That's the whole point. Doesn't say how to use it. Oh look, it's not even open. I'm hoping I'll be able to get into it first. Okay, let's try another way. Okay, let's do it like that. Got it all over my finger, that's a fact. Right, I'm going to give it, I was going to say I'm going to give it a try, but I don't know whether I should just try it. Well, let's try it on a piece of wood. So the base of this tree, for instance, let's give it a... and we'll see what happens. Because of course I could always do the bases of the tree, all of the trees as well, so... The problem is you've done that, David, now. How on earth are you going to stand that up? I don't see any reason why I shouldn't use it. Let's use it, Dave. So it's not as difficult to do, because if it goes slightly up the back of the house, it's not going to cause me a problem. It's not like it's coloured and you'll be able to see it. I don't know how many layers you use, how many coats I mean, but I just put a decent amount on and let it kind of sink into the wood and dry out, and hopefully I've got enough of it. I was going to use Mod Podge to do this with, but I don't need to because I've got this now, so I just don't want it to reactivate the acrylic paint and then it bleed, was the thing I was worrying about. But oh look, I've just realised that's got white on there. Oh no, that's making it worse, Dave. Oh. I'll have to come back and address that issue. Okay, so the other thing I want to do is I wanted to put some things on it. Now I know this is going to mean that it looks a bit Christmassy, and we wanted to have it all year round, but I think therefore I am. I want to wrap it first and then see where we go. But I think it will just add something, and I did buy these for this purpose. And the one that I'm taking my inspiration from also has something very similar wrapped around it. So should we end with a silver one at the top like that, and then we'll just kind of tie it off. Let's just snip that off. Pair of scissors. Oh, Dave, they're all downstairs. Foolish boy. Because I've been present wrapping. So that will have to be glued on there in some way, because I think it'll just fall off otherwise. Well, that base is nearly dry. I want some bells on the other one. I don't know. Let's see what the bells look like. I'm not committing to the bells. I shall just... The bells! Esmeralda! Well, I'm not committing to the bells because I can't get them off. Where is the end? Oh, there's an end there. I can see that end because that's stuck to the thing. Where's that? There. Where's the other end then? Oh no, that's fine. That's coming undone. Yeah. So maybe this? Well, I don't know which one I'm having it on where. Just stand it up for a minute. Was that going to go like that? And then we're going to have a little tray like that. And let's stand this one up. We'll have maybe have that like that, and this like that. Do we like that? Yeah, we like that. So let's have the bells on this one. The bells, Esmeralda, she gave me water. Obviously that's the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but I don't remember which version it is, but it's obviously something I've seen and it's in my memory. Memories like the corners of my mind, misty watercoloured memories of the way we were, scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind. Da 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 da, of the way we were. Let's see if we can just pop that in there. Because if you're not going to go in there, you're going to get cut off. Alright? Cutting you off. Right, I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry. And you're going to go around there. And you are going to stay there whether you like it or not. If not, I will glue you to within an inch of your life. You might have to get glued to within an inch of your life, obviously, because you're not going to stay there. I think they need to be glued on in some way, even if it's just each end is glued on. So do that. Push that into there and that, and then we'll cut that bit off. And I'll glue that one, that other last bell into there. So that it just sits on there nicely. Squish those branches around it, and that should dry in there. I don't know which way around to put this. Oh no, that's come undone. Try that again. Probably not the best glue for this. Should have used some hot glue, but me and hot glue, and also by the time I've heated the hot glue up, I would love the will to live. So me and hot glue don't mix. Let's try doing that again, Dave. Stand it up so it does stand on its base. There we go. And yeah, we'll do the same to this. We'll glue that last one in there. Big blob of glue in there, and stick the base of that to there. Hopefully that will stay there. And then this one can go on here. Glue to there. That way around. Oh my gosh, I love those. Obviously I need to stand them up. Sorry, I need to glue them down. Stand them up, glue them down, to the left, to the right. Oh, I should have. See, I'm going to have to put hot glue on, aren't I? Because they're not going to stick with just ordinary glue. Oh, I could super glue them though, couldn't I? Super glue them, dreams are gonna find me. Stuck to a thing of super glue, super glue. like I always do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And then someone's going to have to remove me from it. Oh dear, this could go wrong. You know me and superglue, we don't mix. Right, which one am I going to do? So am I going to leave this undecorated and have it just there? Let's straighten it up first. Yeah, let's do that. We're not going to decorate that. I'm going to have it so that it's leaning into the house a bit. Yeah. Don't get it on your fingers, Dave. I feel it in my fingers. I'm stuck to my toes. I thought it had grabbed instantly, and then I realised that it hasn't, because I picked it up and it was stuck to my finger, so it felt like it didn't want to move. There you go, that's in. On, in, on, in. It's not staying. Is that because the glue's dry? Oh, it's because all the glue's soaked into the thing. Of course it has. Of course it has. There we go. Try again. I'll just hold it down while it adheres, or adheres. Is it going to stick there? Feels a bit more solid than it did. This one definitely needs to be stuck down. So, right, I'm going to put a blob on and see if I can get it to stick quick. Oh no, Dave, you've got to put dropped a blob of super glue on there. Can you get that off? Don't do it with that, Dave. It's at the back, it's fine. Brian knows that I'm being brave if I'm using super glue, because he knows how scared I am of it. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love those. I know that's a bit big-headed of me to say, but I mean, I know that I didn't make them as well, but I just think they look lovely. I'd be so happy to have something like this, even though I don't read many books. Well, I've got loads of books. It's not like I don't have books. I just don't read books. I tend to buy them for craft purposes. You know what us crafters are like. We buy these things to chop up. I really am scared of that. Again, bit of a pull on there, but you know, we are doing a good job, Dave. Oh, they couldn't have turned out any better. I think that looks fab. And it doesn't have any people in it like the other one did. But I don't think it needs it. I think it's got enough. It has a recreation. Let's see if I can find that picture and we'll have a look. So that's the picture that I was working from. That's the reference point. And like I say, it doesn't have any people in it, but I think it looks fine. I think it's my version of it. I mean, this does have like a string of lights on it, so we could go. Let me put the lid back on there because that's scaring me. We could have, but I don't know whether it's adding anything to it, and I don't want to take away from it. I don't think that gives. I don't think that adds anything to it. I think they are. It's nice how it is. It's just enough, not too much, and I'm happy. And I hope you think that they have turned out well. That, like I say, by no means are they perfect, but they are perfect for me. So from my perfection point of view, they have turned out marvelously, and I'm really chuffed with them. And basically, it's the way I hoped it would look. So that's even better, you know, when things turn out the way that you hope. And yeah, so thank you for spending some time with me. Sorry it's been a longer video than normal. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this. I might have put it out in one, I might have put it out in two, who knows. But anyway, thank you for spending some time with me. I hope to see you in the next video with more stuff coming up for 2026. So I will see you in another video. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception. Until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye. Don't get stuck to the super glue.